Man, put it on one screen real quick. Look, what's popping? It's Take Flight. And today, man, I have a wonderful guest today. Someone that is close to me, one of my best friends out here in Arizona. Um, I just found out something new about him. I think he told me before, but just found out something new about him. And so what I have to you today is my man's Dr. Eric StanBerry, and he's going to tell you today. We're going to ask him little questions about. I'm gonna let him tell you what he do. So, what's popping, man?
Man, good to see you, brother.
Good.
It's been a minute, man. You know, I got your location still.
Yeah, you
you
know what I'm
got
saying.
mine.
You gotta be close to get my location. That means I rock with you. You know what I'm saying. If
Yeah.
something happens, boom, you know where I'm at. You know,
Yeah, I mean, I,
but
I always like to give a little bit of background, like of the relationship, man. Like you inspire me, on many different levels with music, artwork, different things, and photography. So I like to call you my Renaissance best friend, because you're a man of many talents. So, but you've also shown me things over the years, like to be able to do it all and do it well and navigate a lot of things, and that's kind of what inspired me a little bit to get back into some of the things that God has blessed me with. And one of those things was writing. And it's crazy how you can get so focused in on one of your talents. And then, God is like, hey, I got these other things for you too. So for me, it was listening, and then trying to find the balance between, what I want to do for myself and what I've been called to do. And I think that's always been a challenge of mine, trying to, between my will and God's will. But we're not going to get too much into that. I just kind of wanted to give a backdrop of our relationship and kind of like how you've inspired me and like why I've kind of drawn closer to you. Because in that bond that we have, I've been able to get back to some of those things that I love to do, but also people love about me. So yeah, thanks for having me on your show. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, and like you said,
what are you doing?
Dr.
What tell him? Because like I said, today, man, look, he, before he got on, he showed me some books, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, what? He
So
telling me, you know what I'm saying? So
so I,
let's
I'm
talk
a ri-
about it. What are these books about, man?
I'm a writer. I'm a writer. Number one, that's probably my first passion. And I've published 4 books, but um, I've kind of started exploring other opportunities, and I've gotten back to that, right? Because there's been a demand for it. So recently I had some opportunities to go on a book tour and to do some programs and start some different organizations around these books. And so the first one is creating opportunities, creating opportunities, a pocket guide for high school students. So with this book, I'm basically talking about high school is a breeze if you have the right toolkit. The reason why there's a chess thing in the background is because I played chess growing up, and that was probably one of my favorite things to do. But high school is a lot like chess, right? So if you strategize well, high school can be a breeze if you have the right toolkit. And I had a
Right.
chess club. Not only did I play chess in school, but I had a chess club in graduate school, and I started an after-school chess club program. And in that, I was teaching juveniles not only how to play chess and strategize and restructure their cognitive abilities, but also how to apply, you know, everything that you learn into real life. And when I saw the outcomes, high school students graduating from college, truancy rates decreasing, the number of students that go on to college, it appeared that like this became the model. And then if I can do this with the next generation and capture everything that I just did that particular year, I'm gonna put it in a book and do it. So that was this idea, and it worked, bro. Like I was working in Michigan for this Gear Up program. It's a grant, gaining early awareness and readiness for undergraduate programs, but that starts in high school. So not only did I teach kids how to play chess, I put together this manuscript, which is now published as a book, to give them a pocket guide on how to make it through high school, ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. Every year is different. And had I had this type of advice when I was a kid, high school would have been a breeze. if I had the right toolkit. Did my parents teach me that? They tried. Did my aunts and uncles and friends? They tried, but not all of us really have a toolkit to use. And I feel like having that, no matter if your parents are available or not, or they didn't teach you something or not, you at least have this toolkit to make high school a little bit easier for you. So that was the inspiration behind this first one. And just to speak on some of those outcomes from back then to now, every generation gets better. So when you think about, juvenile recidivism versus school efficacy, right? The number of students that, get good grades, honor roll, go on to college, graduate versus truancy, school to jail pipeline, dropping out. Like those are the statistics. And I feel like those students don't have the same toolkit. You know what I'm saying? So this gives us that toolkit. This is the exposure. I wanted to expose not only my experiences and your experiences, but the things that worked for us. There's things that me and you figured out in high school that nobody else did, right?
Right.
There's things that me and you learned along the way that nobody else taught us.
Right.
So I captured the greatness of our experiences in this book, and it's been going crazy. So now I've gotten an opportunity to go back on a book tour, and I've just been running it up ever since. But that's just one book. I have another one, but I'm gonna take a pause for a second, because I know you've been trying to chime in here.
Yeah. Look, man, and it's funny, like, because I almost feel like great minds think alike. Because look at this, like, I got something right here. What I was in my studies last night, writing some stuff down. You feel me? I'm writing stuff
Hmm.
down myself. I don't know if I can write a whole book. But let me, never say never. I got
Yeah,
pages of stuff, and what you could do, what I'm saying, when I'm in that league right now of doing turning them into short, like not even short films, like real deal, full blown movies. You feel me?
yeah.
And so, um, we going hand in hand with it. So that's dope that you was already, you know, making books. And then, hey, like I said, if you got something that you see could be a film, shoot it my way. We can get some stuff going. I got a bunch of cameras. You feel me? I've been upgrading everything, so that's definitely a blessing. So,
Also, to
but
kind of, oh, go
my
ahead.
bad. I was gonna say, so like, how, like, I want to know how hard was it to
To
get
write the
these,
book.
like, to write these books? Yeah.
Did you want me to talk about the second book first, or tell me my writing process of the first one?
Um, was it like, did they, like, were they different in, like like
Very different.
difficulty? Very different,
They're
like
very
difficulty
different.
writing?
They were very
Okay.
different.
Tell me about the first one. Tell
Challenging.
me about the
All right, challenging in their own ways. I pulled from a different space, and a different experience and a different time frame in my life when I was writing this book. And for any writers out there, that's what I encourage. Dig deep, do some soul searching, but pull from an authentic place, and your writing will be undeniable. And so I'm pulling from my ninth grade year, where I was 5'1", and shorter than everybody, younger than everybody. I started school early, so not as developed, low self-esteem, maybe bullied a little bit, not too much, but maybe a little bit, and trying to figure things out and navigate things. And so between peer pressure, socializing, grades, time management, strategy, dealing with parents, sports, extracurricular activities, these are all things that you're learning despite what your environment is showing you, or the lack thereof, or what your parents, friends, or communities, and community partners and teachers are showing you. So
right.
um I'm coming from an authentic place, and I'm speaking from a place that no that didn't have what this book entails. I'm speaking from a place that, like, if I had this book in the ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, it would have been a high school would have been a breeze, right? It would have been a lot easier. And I think that's what we want, like, not to work hard, but to work smart. You know what I'm saying? And so, my writing process was digging deep and searching my soul back to those experiences. And for me, the most challenging part was probably remembering things to make the connection to what I know today, to formulate a message that will be effective for students in this day and age, and that day and age, and the new day and age, something that will be timeless, that can be used over and over and over again, because any good piece of work is timeless. So that was the challenging part, was making it timeless. But as I'm, reconnecting with the kids from today, and my experiences, um, I'm seeing now that this is a timeless piece of work. You know what I mean? And I didn't know that at the time. So that was probably, to answer your question in a long-winded way, the challenging piece was making my writing timeless, so that no matter if you was born in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, or the 2030s,
Right.
this is going to be applicable. Just like chess has been a game in life for centuries, right? But it's all about strategy. So when there's an underlying baseline that is timeless, it's always going to be applicable. So yeah, it
Right.
was challenging in its own way, but it was fun. And to credit to you, all of the stuff you have written books, it just in a poetic form. I look at your artwork and your rap and your poetry and all of the stuff you do. That to me is a book, but it's an audio book because I'm listening to you. So uh, it's more so, if you wanted to publish a paperback like me, yeah, I'm gonna hook you up with a publisher. Otherwise, then go download your audio book. But either way, it's a work of art. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Um, so now,
So
oh, go ahead.
what what genre would you say you fall in?
For I would say educational. Um, I would say educational, because you know these two books in particular, which I'll get to this one next. These are both educational, right? So I would say in the educational category. The other two books that I published were more so in a different category, like nonfiction, and the other one was more so kind of similar to an autobiography. But yeah, I'd categorize these two books in the educational realm, and that's where I got my start. So I feel comfortable in this realm, you know.
Okay, because because my favorite things, I like to read like educational books. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I don't really like. I mean, I guess like the Bible is, that's my favorite book. So it's educational, but it's also like a story. And I don't really. It's weird because I don't really like story books. Like I don't like books that be like that just I like reading like doctor books or why we get sick. Like those are my favorite books. The Compound Effect,
Informational.
informational. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of books I like to read. And so, um, it's good that you read those type of books because I definitely got to dabble into those. I'm gonna read them. I'm gonna take the time. You should definitely look into audio books. You know what I'm saying? Reading it
Yeah,
yourself with your
I'm
own
working on
voice.
it.
That'd be
I'm
dope.
working on it. It's in the
Yeah,
progress.
you know,
Um,
but
the ironic thing was that that book, after 4 years, brought me into my next book. So I usually challenge myself to work on different things every 4 years of my life, to have some type of project. If you're not challenged, you'll never grow. If you're not always working on something new, then what are you doing?
so another book.
So,
So
huh?
another book gonna come. You gonna come with another book?
Well, that's this one. The second one I haven't talked about yet. We
Right.
just kind
Okay.
of touched on this one, but this led into that.
Yeah.
So if you think of creating opportunities, high school is a breeze if you have the right toolkit. Two sides of college, how to create a market in 4 years. Those same students that I had after school programs with, chess club, mentorship programs, enrichment, supplemental instruction. Those students were a cohort that we followed to college, and that grant, gaining early awareness and readiness for undergraduate programs, all of those students that we followed in high school went to college. And not only did they go to college, at that time, I had finished my graduate school, at least my master's degree anyway. So now I am working in the field that is in service of those students that I was servicing in high school that are now in college. So the blessing in that was I got to follow these guys, and now they're they were adults, but they weren't quite on the frequency I was traveling on. So I'm like, you guys need to know about college. So I had to dig deep again. And that's what I came up with, Two Sides of College, How to Create a Market in 4 years. This one I actually had Jared Willis, which is one of my closest friends that I went to TSU with, co-author the book with me, because when I was in graduate school, he was in undergraduate school, and he had a different perspective on what he thought the two sides of college were. What I learned was you have to create your own market within 4 years. You have to perfect your craft. You have to find what your talents, your God-given talents are, perfect those crafts, and create your own market so that when you graduate, you're not dependent upon an employer. You can go start your own business. That's what I learned. But he was in college at the time. So in his head, he's like, the other side of college is to get good grades and graduate so I can go get a job for somebody. Because if I can I cuss? Because if this
Okay.
doesn't work, he like, and quote unquote, he's like, if this shit don't work with, my talents, I can cut hair, I can rap, I can do these things, I can. He's like, if this shit don't work, then I'm gonna have to go get a job somewhere, and if my grades aren't good, then I'm not gonna get a good job. So there's two sides of college, and so it's about shaping the mentality of college students on embracing both sides. One, getting good grades and graduating from high school, but two, perfecting your craft, identifying your talents so that you can perfect your craft and create your own market, start your own business. And a lot of college students that I saw when I was matriculating through college were able to start businesses while they were in college. And some of them were like Kanye and dropped out because they're like, well, what's the point of finishes? I done created my market. And if I can become a millionaire right now, isn't that what college is for? It buys you time to either get good grades and get your degree and work for somebody, or create your own market and start your own business. It's a timepiece, so that was the inspiration behind this, and that's why I had him co-author the book with me, because they needed to know both sides. Because here I am on the other side, like, man, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have done that, because I didn't start my businesses until later, way later after college. And um and had I focused on that a little bit, I probably would have already been more well off and been able to give back and gain some perspective, or maybe not make some of the mistakes I made. But the side that he was embracing was the side that I embraced at the time, was focusing on school, graduating, and getting your degree, which is your safety net, so to speak. But you don't want to lose that in the process, just in case, the business or the market you're trying to create doesn't pop off the way you want it to. So I
Right.
co-authored it with him. This To answer the question again for this book, I tapped into another side. I tapped into the adult Eric. I tapped into Dr. Eric. You know what I'm saying? I tapped into a more philosophical, a more wise, a more poised, a more mature, a more emotionally intelligent person, because now I'm learning how to balance. Now it's not just about peer pressure and saying no to drugs and getting through high school. Now this is real life. I got to figure this shit out, because if I don't, I'm either going to be a bum and be embarrassed because I done spent all this money going to college and I still didn't do nothing and come back home, or I'm gonna either at least graduate and get a good job, or start my own business. So there's different pressures, and so I tapped into that piece. I tapped into the piece of myself that didn't know about the other side to college, and I wrote from the perspective of my adult self that learned that later. But I also co-authored and collaborated with Jared Willis to tap into not only my experience with my mentality at the time in college, but his as well. And now those same students, to tie it all back in. I'm gonna land the plane right now. To tie it all back in, those high school students that were then became in college were now focusing on things that we weren't. And if every generation gets better, they now have another toolkit. They now have another model. They now have a blueprint. And guess what? Everybody asks what the motive is. Why do you want, the next generation to get better? Why do you want everybody? Because there's going to be a certain point in life where we either A, want to collaborate with people, B, want to retire, or C, want to leave a legacy. And if we haven't invested into those high school students and college students, what would life be like for us that came before them? What examples would we be? And the selfish part is, I just want to relax. I want to turn some shit over to somebody. I want to delegate some responsibility. I want to give a business away. I want to leave a legacy, because I can be in the beach in Panama somewhere, listening to your music somewhere, or your audiobook, or and hanging out and doing my thing, because I know these young bulls got it, and I know the economy is safe in these young guys' hands. And even if it's not, and they need my help, I can work with them if I still gotta work. Otherwise, I'm walking around with a bunch of people that are uneducated or unaware, and if they're doing other things, now we at war. Right now, it gets deeper. It gets deeper than rap, because now it's like I'm not dealing with some intellectuals or some people that have created their own market, or some entrepreneurs or some college graduates. I'm dealing with somebody that want to rob me because they see me Gucci down, because I done did my job, but they didn't, and I left them no ladder to climb up themselves. Come on, man.
Right.
I'm not one of those OGs. You know what I'm saying? So that was the place that I was writing from. That those outcomes that I saw from a college level, I see later on down the line. And the beauty of that is, here comes the third book. I'm hiring a lot of these college students now. Or I'm partnering with them on some type of business venture now. That's me landing the plane now, because after college, there's two sides. But after college, you either gonna work for somebody, or work for yourself, or collaborate and start your own business, do whatever. So now I get to do that. And then there's some business ideas me and you have even collaborated on. So that's the beauty of it. So yeah, I am definitely working on one more to show why it's important. You know, we often leave a blueprint or leave a ladder for people to climb up and make it, but what's the reason why? And if you don't have a reason why, there's no intention or purpose. And I believe everything should be done with intention, because everything has a purpose. So that's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? And when people are able to make that connection, it means something, but it also creates motivation. And that motivation allows them to do whatever it is. And that's where I would leave that at, right? Because a lot of people don't. They don't wake up happy. They don't wake up with a plan. They don't wake up with motivation. They don't wake up with a sense of purpose, vision, wisdom. They just wake up. So I want to create that type of culture and facilitate that type of environment in which people can empower themselves. The same way I learned how to do that for myself. Without those things, now they have
Right.
those things, and they can take my blueprint and build on it.
Amen. Amen. That's very inspiring, man. It's I see that you're trying to help others that are going to be in the same predicament as you, and I like how it's like goes from high school, then it goes to college, and then you're a doctor now. Are you still in college or?
Oh no, not anymore. I'm
Mm.
just running my businesses. I do a lot of philanthropy. I'm still
And
writing.
now and now you can
So
go from now you got a three piece. You feel me? You got the
yeah,
high school, you got the college, and then you got the real world.
the
You
afterlife.
feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's super dope, and that actually makes a wonderful, you know, like I said, three-piece book. But that's dope. What I'm gonna do with you right now is rapid fire.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you this or that, and you just answer. This is the author edition.
All right.
So, once you
Let's get
question,
it.
you let me know. Write every day or only when inspired.
Only when inspired.
Truth or storytelling.
Truth.
One perfect book or 10 good ones.
One perfect book. Quality over quantity.
Okay. Famous or respected.
Respected.
Outline or freestyle.
That's tough. I'm gonna go with outline. I think freestyle, I'm at my rawest, but even in my freestyle, I gotta come back and outline it to make it, and I'm a perfectionist to make it. So I'm gonna go with outline.
Right, right. Deep message or entertaining story?
Deep message.
Book or the movie adaptation to it?
The movie adaptation to it, because I'm about to do that next.
You feel me? That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? We got Harry Potter, but then we got Harry Potter the movies, and they fire.
Hello.
You feel me? You feel me? Um, Fast success or slow legacy?
Slow legacy.
Discipline or passion?
Discipline.
Okay, I got some spicy ones real quick. Steal an idea or stay broke?
Stay broke. Cause if it's not my idea, then it's not me. It's not authentic. Fuck no. Yeah, stay broke. I was used to being broke for so long. Like I got comfortable with this. So if I was broke for the rest of my life, I'd be happy knowing that I'm me. So fuck no. Stay broke.
Right, right, right. Be canceled or be irrelevant?
Be canceled or relevant.
No, be canceled or be irrelevant.
If I'm being canceled because of something that I'm passionate about, then I'd rather be canceled. But if I'm being irrelevant because I'm scared to voice myself, then I don't want to be irrelevant because I'm scared to voice myself. I'd rather be canceled because I feel confident in myself and God to speak my mind. So yeah, be canceled. Kanye, nigga. That's my answer.
Yep. I got one more for you. Be loved by your fans or respected by writers?
Be loved by my fans because it respected by writers is just a perspective. That's an opinion. You know, they don't tell me how good I am. My fans love Will. So love by
Right,
fans.
right, okay. You know what I'm saying? So that was just a rapid fire right there.
All
My
right.
words I want to say to you, man, is like I said, you definitely inspire me. Um, even with your own podcast. You got your podcast. We both doing a little podcast thing. I want to see something. I want to see you do something with that for sure. Even grow that in the future. Maybe even like you get you a building, you know what I'm saying? Because I at first, we was gonna get here and talk about your clothing brand and stuff like that. He was like, I want to do the books. I'm like, hold on, what?
Yeah,
You got
next time
books?
I come on, we'll get to the clothing.
Yep, and that's what I'm doing for this. Next time it will be a girl with me. She was busy today, or it would have been a girl. That other girl I'll be doing my thing with, and that's what we're doing for Take Flight. We're bringing entrepreneurs on, and just getting their perspective on things they do, and so that other people can view them, other people that write books, other people that tattoo, other people that make music, they can all be inspired by it. So that's like the main purpose of this, and this is Take Flight podcast, what I'm saying?
I
So
appreciate you having me on next time. I mean, you've been on my podcast twice. I do have somebody that's editing my videos, including myself. I've been learning. I am about to drop a video tonight, actually, on the OG24 podcast with another artist, and then your video is actually coming next from our podcast, so that you did on my platform. So yeah, definitely, man. Once those two videos drops, then I'll come back on yours and do another one because I got some more stuff and I know you got some things coming. So now I just appreciate you sharing your platform with me. I appreciate our friendship, our brotherhood, the love and support, man. And like I said, man, it's only one way up, and that's to the top, man. So you know what I'm
right.
saying? We
And you're the
stronger
first
together.
one, and you're the first one on this little platform that I'm trying with the little split screen remote thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm usually a person that wants to bring people in person, you know what I'm saying? But it's like we're gonna try something new. So
And I'm
you're the
glad
first one.
'cause
You're the
I'm
first
not even
one.
in Arizona right now. You know,
You feel me?
I'm on a book tour. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be in Florida this Saturday. I'll be in Florida for 2 weeks, then Atlanta, then I'm doing Michigan, Canada, Dominican Republic, and then I'll come back to Arizona to get some business taken care of. So
For sure. And like I said, once this is all done, we're gonna be done in a few minutes in a minute or two. I'm can't close this down and let it upload, and then I'm saying I'm just all new to me, so I think it already makes clips for me. So once I get
clip
those
me
clips,
something up and send it to me so I can drop it on my Instagram and my platforms and run it up.
I got you. We in there. So
My guy.
there we
Appreciate you,
have it.
brother.
My man's Dr. Eric StanBerry. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Let me show y'all his books real quick where y'all can go get them at. Let me do something real quick.
Barnes and Noble, Amazon. You know, we
Uh,
everywhere.
Let me see.
God is good.
I want them to see it. And obviously, I'm trying to use the new platform at the same time.
Yeah, I
So
see you.
let me
I
see.
feel it.
So boom, and then I'm gonna bring it up real quick.
You guys will see
Yeah.
these on there with the hyperlinks.
Boom. Let me see.
Yeah, we lit.
Make sure y'all go check them out. You feel me?
Appreciate y'all support, man. I also do speaking engagements, and I'll come set up, programs, whatever, organizations, whatever we need to do to get the movement going. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the book itself, it's the action behind it. So, I've gotten
All
calls to
right.
come do speaking engagements and set up programs and different things like that as well. So, y'all tap in with me. I appreciate you, Spiro.
Appreciate you. Have a blessed day, man.
My guy. Peace and love.
Yeah. Love.